So magnetic resonance imaging, or MRI, is a very useful imaging tool. The reason for this is the fact that it can identify many, many different tissues. However, MRI lacks the ability of telling you what's going on in those tissues. So that's where positron emission tomography, or PET scanning, comes into play. However, PET scanning doesn't have the ability to identify tissues. So because of that, my research focuses on add PET to any MRI. So my research focuses specifically on preclinical or animal studies, not necessarily like the dogs you see up here, but more or less mice, which you hear about all the time being used in different preclinical studies and everything. So my research focuses on being able to take different PET scanners of different dimensions and different sizes and being able to retrofit them with other MRI systems. The advantage to this is the fact that by being able to retrofit any PET scanner, when researchers are developing different technology for the PET scanners, it can be integrated directly with the MRI without needing some commercial system that needs to be utilized. Now, the reason for this focus is the fact that animal scanners in particular have one of the highest resolutions and are some of the best reconstructions. So because of that, my focus is focusing on those animals' PET scanners. Now, the reason why animal studies are very, very important is the fact that when you're trying to develop a new type of drug or therapy method, there's this concept known as effective dose. So essentially, like when you're taking something like Tylenol, there's that instruction of take it X many hours and everything. The reason for that is because there's a value known as the effective dose. And as we all know with many other different drugs that we hear about, there's also things like overdose. So my research focuses also on being able to quantify the PET images so that way you can determine what is the effective dose and what is an overdose. Now, when it comes to this type of research, this has a very big application when you're trying to develop new things like vaccines. So we all went through COVID and everything. So because of that, my research focuses on improving specifically the animal studies, because animal studies, as we know, is the stepping stone to human studies. And so by improving the quality that we can get of animal studies, pharmaceutical companies as well as other researchers like here at UB will be able to improve the scans that they are able to acquire, get more quantifiable information, and will be able to bring new drugs and therapy methods to the public so that way things like COVID won't ever happen again. Thank you.